has more in tonight's top story.
The military-backed government ignited tensions with this one move, releasing Egypt's former president Hosni Mubarak from prison. The Muslim Brotherhood sees the act as further proof that the military is trying to restore Mubarak's old regime.
This is horrible. It'll cancel everything we've been through. All the killing, all the bloodshed, it's devastating.
Perhaps to ease fears, the government has not let Mubarak go free, but instead flew the 85-year-old to a military hospital, where he'll be held under house arrest. Although Mubarak's new status could indicate that the current regime intends to return to the old order, the State Department is calling it an internal issue.
It's working its way through the legal system there.
Crowds of Mubarak supporters celebrated his release outside his jail. Internationally, enormous concern about Egypt's instability continues. More than 1,000 people have been killed in the last week, and some say the country is on the brink of civil war. Here at home, the debate on aid to Egypt is mounting. Senator John McCain is one who wants to cut it off.
The United States has influence, but if the United States doesn't use that influence, then it has no influence.
Egypt's prime minister says he hopes the aid will not be cut.
This will be a very bad sign. It will definitely affect the military for some time.
The U.S. is calling for Egypt to transition to a democratically elected government, and perhaps that will happen. The prime minister says he believes that free elections could take place within months. Heather Sells, CBN News.
Gary Lane is our senior international correspondent, and he joins us now with more. Gary, we've just seen a lot about the crisis in Egypt, but you've just written a blog about something that we don't necessarily hear much about. How is the situation in the country affecting the children in the region?
Yeah, you don't hear much about that, do you? But the children, many of these kids are traumatized. Those that aren't traumatized are trying to figure out what's going on in my country. So some of them are expressing their feelings through drawing, through poetry. I want to show you a drawing that one of the children drew that has been very popular on the internet, on the website. This is a drawing of basically a mosque. On the right here, the mosque, the Muslims are reaching out to the Christians in the church that is weeping and weeping along with it. And many Egyptians feel that way. Many feel like, hey, we're in this together. Egypt is for Muslims and Christians. We've gotten along well over the centuries. Let's return to that again. So a little empathy there. Then here's another one. Let's take a look at this poem. This is a poem from a Coptic orphan we want to share with you right now, just a little bit of that.
بلدي وبلد أبويا ومنها ما احناش ماشيين أموت بس أموت على دين
I'll die, but I'll die upon my faith. This is our country too. We're the Christians. And many Christians feel strongly about that in Egypt, and the children especially. They get it from their parents. Generations of Christians there that were there long, 500, 600 years before the Muslims.
Wow, those are powerful, the poem and the picture. Now, do you think former President Mubarak's release from prison is going to incite more violence?
Well, I don't think so. I read one tweet today of someone who said, I woke up this morning and I felt like it was 3 years ago. All over again here, because 3 years ago, Mubarak was in power, the military was in control, and Mubarak, he's under house arrest. He still faces charges. He's 83, 84, something like that, and in ill health. So he doesn't pose much of a threat. But the Islamists do not like that. There's going to be a big rally tomorrow in Cairo, also in Alexandria. We'll have to wait and see. That's a pro-Morsi, pro-Brotherhood rally.
All right.
See what happens there.
I know you'll stay on top of it. Thanks, Gary.
Sure.
Appreciate it. And for more from Gary, make sure you check out his blog, The Global Lane. You can find that on our website, cbnnews.com.